Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy you're here. My name is Corey, and today we are going to be doing this fun eye look. Pop of orange, pop of pink. Summer is in full swing. We're almost in August. It's crazy. We're almost in August, and summer brings out all the fun colors and it gives you that chance to play around with makeup. So I just wanted to show you guys how to do this fun summer look to spice up any of your outfits. If you want to know how to achieve this look, keep on watching. Okay, I just pulled back my hair so I have it out of my face for the rest of the look, and we are ready for the foundation. I already put on a little moisturizer before I started filming, and I am just going to go in with the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer just to get my face ready. Next for foundation, if you watched my last video or my previous videos, you know that this is the foundation that I normally go to. It's the Pro Longwear Nourishing Waterproof Foundation from MAC. I wear the shade NC25. I just put a little bit on the back of my hand and go to town. I'm actually just going to do this off camera really quick because you guys know the drill. Now that we have our base on, I'm just going to go in with some concealer. I am using the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Beige. Thank you, TikTok, and whoever invented this. Just so I can set my concealer, I'm going to go in with a little bit of Laura Mercier translucent powder, and I'm just going to set over where I put the concealer along with under my eyes because I don't want creasing. Honestly, most of the time I don't know why I do my concealer before I do my eyes because I end up redoing it anyways. For the sake of staying on step and on routine, something I also often do when I know I'm gonna have makeup on for a long period of time is I set right under my nose and my nostrils with the translucent setting powder with a wet beauty blender because I don't know what it is. My foundation always separates right there. I don't know if I just have like a runny nose or what, but it drives me nuts. But I find if I go in with a little bit of powder and I just kind of let it bake on there, it ends up helping in the long run. I'm just gonna go in and bronze up my cheeks a little bit. I'm not trying to do a full contour today. I really want the focus to be on the eyes because we are doing such a dramatic pop of color on the eye. But I do want to chisel out my cheekbones just a little bit so, you know, look a little snatched. I am just using the e.l.f. bronzer. It's like a duo of bronzer and blush. I don't really use the blush because it's not really my shade, but the bronzer is my favorite. And just using a Ulta Beauty brush. It's a contour beginner brush. It's just a nice angle to it. I actually contour like right above this natural line there. I guess I'm essentially on my cheekbones, but I just like how it brightens up my upper face. And then I'll just go up around here. I don't really contour my nose because if I'll be honest, I don't know how. I have tried all the tricks, you know, I'll contour this center, I'll bake on my nose, and it just never really does anything for me. I don't know if I've just never really done it correctly or what, but I've just always kind of bronzed in through here in the heart, not really everywhere else. So I guess I'm not a real MUA, but it's fine. We can fake it till we make it. And I really want this to be a heavy blush look. I want my cheeks to be nice and pink, nice and out there. As talked about before, it is summer. We want to look bright and cute. I recently started using 2 different eyeshadows as my blush, and they literally work so good. And it honestly happened by accident. It was an accidental try and I just stuck with it. So on the Morphe 35N palette, there is 2 shades here. There are 2 pink shades and it's kind of hard to tell in this lighting, but they're really, really nice blush shades. So I just take standard complexion brush. I could have said blush brush too, but I didn't. So I just kind of lightly go over it like that, hit it off, and then I have give myself a nice smile and kind of go in the direction that I would go if I was doing a bronzer. Okay, now that we're all bronzed up, we're all blushed out. A lot of people highlight last. It varies for me, but just because we are here right now, I am going to highlight now, which I'll probably end up going over again afterwards. This is my favorite highlighter, and it's so affordable, and honestly, in my opinion, better than a lot of other highlighters that are twice as much money, maybe 3 times as much. This is a Super Shock Cheek from ColourPop. It's in the shade Flexitarian. And it's seriously so pretty. Like, not only does it feel like straight butter when you're putting it on your fingers, like, look at that. And just swatch it on my hands so you guys can see. Like, every single time I wear this highlighter, people are like, girl, you are blinding. Who doesn't want to look like a freaking disco ball every single time that they highlight their face? This is also a blush brush, and I should probably get one of those flat cool ones, but I'm not that cool, so I just go in with this brush here and I just highlight my cheeks and come up onto right above my eyebrow. Trying to get that to hit on camera. Hello. When it comes to orange eye looks, I feel like highlighter is a must. And I am a big highlighter on my nose and my Cupid's bow. So I'm just going to take, is it Cupid's bow or bow? Cupid. I really feel like YouTube makes me seem like I don't know any sort of vocabulary, but I do. I really do. I have a college education, I promise. I'm gonna go in with an M456 brush from Morphe, and I'm just gonna take some of the highlighter and dust it on the tip of my nose along with the bridge of my nose, and then we're gonna see. I think it really just adds, like, it adds so much. Sometimes if the nose isn't enough, I'll out. Right, we are looking ready to go. Eyes are gonna happen soon. All right guys, our face is ready to go, but I like to set my face before I start my brows and my eye makeup, just because I feel like it kind of glues everything in place and makes it so things aren't really gonna move around. I don't really wanna do a whole lot of touch up after I finish my eye look. So I'm just gonna go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter. I only have the small baby one right now. Does anyone else feel like the sprayer on this is so aggressive? Oh my gosh, you probably saw me flinch a little bit before I did it. I was like, oh shoot, here she comes. It's time for some brows. It's time to expose myself. I use a color in this Naked Smoky palette. It's super old, older than I'd like to admit. I use the shade Whiskey. It's this one here. It's obviously very panned out. I use it all the time. It's honestly the only brown shade I've been able to find that I like for my brows. And I'm very picky about my brows and I take a lot of time on them. So I have just been using that one. So I'm gonna continue for some time now until it's out. And when it's out, I promise I'll get something new and more improved. I've started using a little bit of different pomades and stuff. I've been, playing around, but change isn't really like my favorite thing, so once I find a product, I stick with it. But anyways, I'm gonna go in with this Whiskey shade as I just showed you guys here, this brown shade. I'm just gonna go in with a M158 two-sided brush from Morphe, but first I'm just going to brush out the brows a little bit. I start always right here, and I just go in like that. And I just go through and I really fill them out. After I get the initial shape that I want, like I said, I'm gonna go back and kind of brush things out a little bit, make them look a little bit more natural. I always clean my brows and line them with concealer. I'm going to go back in with the Camo Concealer from e.l.f. and we are going to line our brows. I'm just going to take this little orange Real Techniques brush and I'm going to line them out, and I will be right back. We are back with our brows lined and cleaned up. Seriously, what a difference does that make, you guys? Like, they pop so much more when you have them cleaned up, and I just love the way it looks. Like, I'm obsessed with a good brow. Now it's time for the eyes. I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna show you guys step by step what it takes to achieve the look that you saw at the beginning of the video. So let's get started. Okay, so to start out with this orange look, I'm going to start with a lighter tone and I'm gonna go into the darks. I don't wanna, this is what I always do when I do anything with bright colors, because once you put that orange on there, or you put that bright color on there, things can get a little scary from there if you start out too bright. I'm gonna go in with this shade in the 350M palette from Morphe. I'm going to go with this one here as I hit my camera. I'm gonna start with that one and then I'm gonna work in that one. As you can see, I recently broke this, so there's no top to it. I'm gonna go in with my M441 brush from Morphe. It just has a tip like that. Just put it on your brush like this, and we're just going to take that over the entire lid. With the orange, don't be scared to go a little bit higher than normal and take it out a little bit further. I'm actually going to add some tape. So we're going back in with that same shade. I'm just gonna do this eye. Now that I have tape on there, I really am gonna take it out and be more dramatic about it. We are gonna be able to clean up those edges afterward. Now that we have our base shade, I'm gonna go in with this shade in the same palette. It's gonna give us kind of a little bit of depth, but also brighten things up a bit. I'm just gonna take that in the center and spread it out. I'm not gonna go all the way into the corner though. Probably from here over. I love the way these shades blend together. I'm actually gonna go back in with an M456 that's a little flatter, so I can add a little bit more of this lighter shade in the corner, because I sort of went to town a little too hard. Because what I'm shooting for is this gradual lighten. I don't want it to be too, I want my corners to be a little bit more peachy. So I'm gonna take this shade of Honest Truth from the Morphe X Jeffree Star palette. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that on the same brush, take it into my inner corners to lighten those bad boys up a little bit. It's gonna give a really nice transition into the orange. Love that. And to bring things up a little bit more, I am now going to go in with a white shade, or more of a cream shade that's really going to brighten up these inner corners. And I'm actually going to do that with this little details brush. It is going to be an M152 from Morphe with a very small tip. And I'm going to go in with this shade here, this cream, get a nice amount on there, and just blend that in there. What a cut crease might do. Not obviously the full effect. Oh gosh, you guys, I'm starving. My stomach is just growling the house right now. I kind of feel like my orange is going a little bit up higher on this side than I want, so I'm just gonna take my brush and kind of blend it out just to get rid of anything that I don't want up there. Next, to add a little bit of sparkle into our lives, I am going to go into my corner with Dog Mom, which is like this orange sparkle shade, and I'm going to take the same brush as I was just using. We're gonna take this in here. She's not showing up. And as we're going, my edges are not my edges. It's kind of, you're getting some lines in there, so I'm just gonna do a quick blend out with the same brush from earlier, the M441. And to finish off the top lid, I'm going to use Wand Noise, which is a similar type of orange that we went in with for the second color, but this has a little bit of sparkle in it, and it's just gonna add a really nice effect too. Ooh, it looks so good on the brush. So I'm gonna take this one and kind of blend it into the outer corners, kind of doing like a V effect here. Ooh, she's dramatic though. Making sure that carries up as high. Don't worry guys, I'm gonna blend this out. I'm not gonna leave it a harsh line. Okay, I'm going to take an M124 brush. It does not focus. I don't even know why I'm doing it. And I'm gonna go in with that same cream shade from earlier, and I'm gonna just blend out my underbrow so we don't have this harsh line here. Sometimes you kind of have to fade it out with your finger. I find that a finger honestly sometimes works the best when it comes to doing this step. Because I want it to be more of a fade and rather than like a blunt orange line on my upper. I'm going to remove the tape and we'll see what happens underneath here. Okay, not bad, not bad, not bad. Oof, that side does not point as much as this side. Carried out a little too far. Okay, I'm going to apply the lashes. I'm gonna apply lashes off camera and I will be right back and we will finish up the finishing touches on this look. You guys, I was trying to fix the orange a little bit and that's what happened. We love that. Can't wait to redo that now. Now I look like Rudolph. Okay, we are back with some lashes. The final step is going to be lining our lower lash line with hot pink shadow. I'm a little nervous about this actually because I haven't done this before. This is new for me. But there is a shade in this palette called Self-Made, and I'm just going to go through and line my lower lashes with it, and I'm going to use an Morphe M508 brush. It's got a very small little tip on there, and I'm just going to use that to lightly line my bottom lashes. Obviously there's going to need some cleanup to happen, but for the most part this brush really actually does it well. And once I'm done, I'm actually going to go through and clean it up with some concealer and add some mascara, but I'm actually going to attempt putting this in my waterline and see what happens. I'm going to clean this up really quick. I'm actually going to take some Q-tips and I'm just going to kind of smoke out the lower lash line. This is going to make it blend a little bit better, and then it's also going to take off some of that excess product. A little bit more. Take a little concealer and just clean this up a little bit. Put some more of a clean line. So I also wanted to clean up my kind of like wing, so I'm just taking a beauty blender and kind of buffing that out a little bit. Okay, and the last step is just going to be some mascara on the lower lash line just to make the bottom lashes pop. I'm gonna go in with the Voluminous Black Mascara from L'Oreal. See, I told you guys I would do my highlighter again. Orange. Because I'm gonna take a little bit and put it right under my brow line just to give it a nice little pop up here. Okay, and last but not least is gonna be lips. I'm gonna go with something simple, nothing too crazy. I'm just gonna take my LA Girl Sugar and Spice liner. It's getting really short because I keep sharpening it. And I'm just going to line my lips. And then I'm gonna go in with the shade Mariah in this Buxom. It is an electric gloss, like it's electric, you guys. And I look at that. I'm not gonna put it on my whole. This stuff seriously smells so good. That concludes it. We're done. We're done. I'm actually such a fan of how this turned out. I was real nervous. Okay guys, and that concludes today's look. Do a little eye close, open the pink liner. We did a thing. If you liked this video, you know what to do. Give it a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, click that bell icon so you can get notifications every time that I upload a new video, and I can't wait to see you guys very soon. Have a great day.